love to hear from both of you amazing leaders what community means to you. Kissy, would you like to share first?
Sure, thanks. So what community means to me is really, I take it back to a childhood experience. Community means to me as just being out in your neighborhood, getting to know the residents, getting to know the people who live in your community, family barbecues, running up and down the street, talking to your neighbors, talking about concerns, talking about hopes and dreams, and really just sharing great ideas and coming together as a community. Your new neighbors that come into your city, like recently I had a new neighbor who just moved in last Saturday, and this neighbor came to my backyard when I was having a barbecue, and he introduced me to his family. And that's what community means to me, just showing up, being yourself, and just saying hello. And me and my husband being able to say, welcome to the neighborhood, and talk to him about our other neighbors and how we're excited about the National Night Out and how he's going to go down to the other neighbors in our neighborhood, and I'm going to introduce him. And so that's what community means to me. Just being able to talk to your neighbors, get to know your neighbors, and if you can support them in some way, just support them. And if they can support you in some way, they support you. My neighbors cut our grass many times, and my husband had to go help my neighbor lift a big brick up. And so that's community to me, just showing up and being yourself and just being welcoming to everybody.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful, Kissy. Thank you so much. And I love your definition. I agree with that definition. And I'm excited that we have an opportunity to connect as neighbors and share our concerns, come up with ideas, and just get to know each other. Jen, how about you? Do you want to share what community means to you?
Yeah, I was smiling as Kissy was describing her notion of community, because I think that's one of the reasons that Kissy and I work so well together and are drawn to each other in terms of leadership styles, is that we do share this, this definition and this feeling about what community is and what community can be. And we grew up in two very different communities. We're raising our families in the same community together. And for me, that is why I'm so excited to live in Minnetonka, why I've chosen to live here. I grew up here, lived all over the world. My husband and I decided to come back here to raise our family because I believe in this vision of community that Kissy just described. So folks showing up as their full versions of themselves, right? So I think there are systems that we create, certainly in institutions, and then also socially, that don't permit people to show up as the fullest versions of themselves. And we can show up in all of our complexity and be in that space together, be in that backyard barbecue, help each other, with challenges that come up. And that is personally for me, one of the most difficult things about this period of COVID is not being able to be physically present and in community with people, because that for me is so much what community is about. And it's about those conversations that just emerge when you're together, right? And the possibility that comes with those interactions.